Well, now to something which is a real concern for many of us, rising mortgage rates. Now, we showed you this graph just yesterday. Now, the two lines you see, they are the 2- and 5-year average mortgage rates. And we told you how the average 2-year fixed rate is now just over 6%, which is quite a big rise. And it's leaving many people struggling to manage their repayments.
Well, up until now, the government has said there will be no specific support to help people struggling with their mortgage costs, but ministers are still under pressure to help. Well, let's speak now to our political editor, Andy Bell, who's here. Andy, this problem is so familiar to so many households. It isn't a problem that's going to go away. Is there any sign of movement?
Well, I don't want to say movement, and people shouldn't expect too much help too soon, I'm afraid. There are no plans for direct help similar to what's been happening with people's energy bills, for instance. The Chancellor was asked specifically today about restoring tax relief for mortgages. People may remember that back in the 90s, but he ruled that out. He said the way for mortgage costs to come down is to get on top of inflation, and that remains the government's central strategy. But Jeremy Hunt did have one announcement today. This was it.
I also want to make sure we do everything possible to help families paying higher mortgage rates in ways that do not themselves feed inflation. So later this week, I'll be meeting the principal mortgage lenders to ask what help they can give to people struggling to pay for more expensive mortgages and what flexibilities might be possible for families in arrears.
Now, the sort of flexibility that potentially could be there would be, for instance, a sort of 3-month holiday on people's mortgage payments, and that money would then have to be paid back further on down in the course of the mortgage. But my understanding is this is all voluntary. There's no suggestion that when the government gets these lenders in, they're going to force them to do anything. So I think the room for manoeuvre there is actually pretty limited still.
OK, so Danny, you were presenting yesterday and we asked viewers about their experiences with mortgages and rates, and we had quite a few people get in touch.
Yeah, lots of people got in touch, and lots of feeling about this, obviously. Let's have a look at what they said. Gordon from Horsham, all the focus is on fixed rate mortgages. No thought has been given to those on variable rates who've had to bear the brunt of so many increases already. And this one from Eileen from Dunoon. When we first bought our house in 1981, the interest rate was 16.5% and wages were a lot lower. We didn't get help with mortgages, so no, it's not up to the government to help. And this one from Anthony from the Isle of Wight. He says, it's now gone beyond a joke. This is now affecting so many people, it just can't continue. I came out of a fixed rate 3 months ago. It was £570. It's now £1,250. It's just not sustainable. And many people saying the same thing too, CL.
Yeah, gosh, double this. But Andy, we're talking about homeowners here, but actually, even if you're a renter, this could affect you as well.
Yes, we've got some new analysis out from the property website Zoopla, which says right now the average tenant is paying 28% of their salary before tax on rent. And that's the highest it's been in 10 years. Now, we were talking about mortgages earlier. If people can't get a mortgage, then they're also getting into the rental market, and that pushes rents up as well. So pressures all round. Now, tomorrow, all eyes, and also the eyes of the government, are going to be on the inflation figure, which we're going to get tomorrow. But I think even if inflation starts to come down, the market's already pricing in a rise in the base rate by the Bank of England on Thursday.
OK, Andy, thank you very much.